At number 13 to the Bucs, he's Tristan Wirfs going to play with TB12 in Tampa. It's a lot of T's in there, C-Mart, but this is my favorite offensive lineman in this draft. Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. Love his athleticism. I remember seeing him. I actually saw him in Chicago in 2016, I believe, when he was a rising senior. And I think he came from a baseball tournament to go participate in the camp. This guy's a great athlete.
He's a great athlete. He's also a guy that brings some nastiness to his game. And that's what they want to see down in Tampa, especially what Tom Brady wants to see. Again, another offensive lineman coming out of Iowa, a great player and very much a road grader as well.
Yeah, and we'll start with some of the pass pro because he is going to be protecting Tom Brady. We know Tom Brady does not like guys around his feet, especially after having an injury, the injuries that he's had. Doesn't want people around his feet. You got to have an offensive tackle that can run people past the quarterback.
You know what's interesting with this guy, Michael, and watching his film and taking a deep dive is that you can see his wrestling background come across in his play. I mean, he was a standout wrestler in Iowa, but he plays with great leverage. Look at this. That's exactly what I mean. So even when he has a wide base, he has the body control. He also has the hand strength and the punch to stonewall a guy, even though he's not perfect technique here. But he can stone a guy, and that's the leverage in the body control and the balance that's going to be good for him at the next level. This kid, Big Ten Offensive Lineman of the Year, worked himself into success. Many people thought he would go as high as number 4 to the New York Giants. Tampa Bay trades up to get him. Now we're seeing why, because this guy can road grade, he can block in the run game, but he also is a good pass protector.
Yeah, and this is that run game and some of that nastiness that you mentioned. And listen, if he knows his assignment, and listen, if you want to go down inside, I'll take you down inside, but I'm going to take you down. And we see him eat this guy's lunch.
And look at the pad level that he plays with. We talk about, for offensive line, especially guys that are taller, it's hard for them to keep those pads down. But he does a good job of it. Again, well coached. We know the Iowa offensive linemen typically come from that type of upbringing there in Iowa City. This is a guy, to me, that's so intriguing. He slid to me. I thought he would go higher. I didn't know that he'd be going number 4 necessarily the Giants, but I thought he was a guy that would come off the board early, let alone a great find for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know how they're building around that offense and Tom Brady and getting Gronk. So this creates a fortress now. And that's what Brady needs. Let's face it, almost 43 years old. He needs a fortress around him so that he can make plays down the field to Evans and Godwin, and now he has a foundational piece for that.
Yeah, I completely forgot that he was almost 43 years old. He needs somebody to protect him for sure. He can't be dealing with any injuries. It's going to be tough to recover. So I love that. I love these offensive linemen. This is going to be a really fun class to look at as we get into the future. And I think it's not just about grading them now. It's about looking at what they become down the line.